Finding the perfect college is often more than just getting a place with great academics and a perfect location, though that does help sometimes. In fact, finding the best college is not the one that ranks highest on a website, but the best college for you. A few of the key pieces to this puzzle are the 4- and 6-year graduation rates, as well as first-year retention rates. Watch this video to learn more about how to pick the perfect college for you. My name is Mike Flynn, owner of Engenius Learning Centers. I've been helping students for the past 30 years in almost every subject, including ACT and SAT prep, as well as planning for college. When students start out on their college search, they generally don't know what they are looking for. Honestly, how could you? You're a teenager that probably doesn't have much real-life experience. College will probably be one of the first times in your life where you really get to explore what you enjoy and figure out what you want to be when you grow up. Rather than just pick a few colleges that you may have heard of, we want you to do a proper search for a college that has what you want, what you need, and has a few options in case when you get there you realize you wanted something else. See, it's not uncommon to find out that the major you start with is not the one you end up with. So rather than get anxious about the perfect major, embrace the fact that this is an exciting journey to learn something new and something new about yourself. While you may be able to adapt at the University of Anywhere, using a few key indicators to help you will improve your odds of sticking out that first year, as well as graduating within a reasonable time frame. Be aware that the college ranking websites use different factors, and what might be important to you may not be important to them. So the two key factors I look at are the graduation rates and that first year retention rate. You see, I've learned that getting into college is one thing, but being able to have my students hang in that first year and then graduate within a reasonable time is a completely different story. While there are a number of very good websites out there, I like to use the free website collegeresults.org. This is not a flashy site, but it gives pure, straightforward data that I will show you how to use. To see what we should be looking for, let's go to the learning board. First thing you want to do is recognize there are as many websites as you can possibly imagine that are going to rank colleges, give you more information that you want, give pure data, user data, combination of the both, filtered data. When we're trying to just do some basic, straightforward analysis of some key indicators, I like to use pure data, and College Results Online has that. The website, again, collegeresults.org. Is the website. It's free and it's not very flashy, but let me show you how to use that. So go to the website and then you're going to go to choose a college. And for the interest of time, I have already pre-populated a couple of different schools, and we'll see that this very first one that I have is going to be UCLA. So what we want to do is we want to scroll down just a bit and we want to head over to the right-hand side and we want to take a look at this key information. The first right here is the first year retention rate. So the first year retention rate for UCLA is 97%. That means that 97% of the students return the second year. Two reasons why. The school does a very good job of going through its applicants to make certain that students have everything that they need in order to be successful. The second factor is that they do a really great job of making it a place that they want to go to school. There's another reason too, is that you've got a bunch of kids that all are motivated to get through. It's just a really nice fit. There's some great things about UCLA, some other things that are not so great. It's not the perfect fit for everyone. But if you go through and find out the number of factors that work for you, it could be perfect for you. And that's really all that matters. Not what a website says, not what your friends or parents say, but what you feel is perfect for you. The next number to look at is this 4-year graduation rate. So this 4-year graduation rate right here at UCLA is pretty high, actually. It's 75%. For a public university in California, 75% I think is an outstanding number. Now the two numbers next to it here are reasonable, meaning that people may have traveled abroad, they may have gotten a minor, a second major. But if you really want to go through and get out of UCLA in 4 years, you've got a great opportunity. The other number that is just a little bit high, though, is this transfer out rate. And you would think for a university that great weather and all these different majors, 4% does seem a touch high for UCLA. Could be a number of factors. I don't want to speculate as to why, but there are some schools that we see very low transfer rates and some schools we see very high ones. So just something to think about for this one. Now, that's the top one in the UC system. Let's take a look at one of the top ones in the CSU system. So this would be Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. So same sort of thing. We want to just scroll over to the right here, and we want to take a look and see what is the first year retention rate. So the first year retention rate, 95%, exceptionally high. That's fantastic. Cal Poly, again, a beautiful place to go. A lot of great majors, wonderful students, all moving in the right direction, hopefully. But we do have a bit of a problem. And we see this number right here is a touch low. In fact, a touch low is a polite way to say it. 45% of the students only graduate in 4 years. Now, you could be the lucky one, right? You could be in that 45% and get out in 4 years, but the odds are 50-50, really, right? If you're going to get out or not. Now, the numbers get better here when we are at 5 and 6 year. So we have to look at this as that I have a 50% chance, essentially, of getting out in 4 years, but I've got a much higher chance of getting out in 5 or 6. So could be majors, could be the way that they've got the classes structured. There's a number of different factors, but something to consider. Another school in the CSU system is San Diego State. So we want to go, just like we've done, take a look. And we see now that the retention rate at San Diego State is a little bit lower, right? We're now at 89%. We were much higher at UCLA, significantly higher at Cal Poly, but now at San Diego State, which is still an outstanding university in the CSU system, the first year retention rate is not as good. Is it too hot? Is it too crowded? Is it too much of whatever? The other factor consider, let's take a look at this. Now we've got some real problem here. Now we're looking at a 35% chance of a 4-year graduation rate, and the 5-year graduation rate is certainly better at 66%, but it's not a slam dunk. So we have a number of factors going on here. These are things to consider. Oh, all my friends are going to UC wherever, or San Diego State or Cal Poly, but factor in these things. Just because it's local, let's take a look at a school like San Jose State. And again, come over here, and we'll see that the 87% is the lowest one that we've seen. Let's take a look at this 87% and recognize that though that's lower than the other schools that I have been viewing, it is above the 75%, which is, that's the number of students that will return on a national average back to their second year. So nationally, 25% of the students will leave after their first year. Now, you might be in that 75%, but if I'm your college planner, I'm trying to squeeze you so I get the best numbers possible, so it's the least likely outcome would be that you transfer out. But what's scary here now is that this number at San Jose State, 10% of the students graduate within 4 years. That's so devastating. 41%. And then this number here at 56%. 56% of the students graduate within 6 years. We're looking at 40% plus of the students don't graduate out. Now, the transfer out rate is 5%. So you would think with these numbers, why is that? Well, one of the reasons why is that San Jose State, for some students, is a commuter school. Not everyone, and they're doing a very good job of trying to make it a destination college, right? A school that you want to go to. But for a lot of people that live in Silicon Valley, San Jose State is a destination, not a destination school, but a commuter school. And so their transfer rate is low because there is no other local university close by. One of the things to consider is this concept of retention rate and graduation rate, transfer out rate. And when I'm helping students with college planning, I look at a wide number of factors, but these are a couple right off the bat that make me realize what we should and should not be focusing in on when I'm helping students go to college. There's nothing wrong with San Jose State, and you could be one of those students that gets out in 4 years, and your education was fantastic. However, the odds are against it.